Good morning, distinguished delegates. My name is Chang Ho Song. What you are about to see is not a collection of separate proposals. It is one architecture, called Velsanet, appearing across 3 ITUT focus groups. Velsanet is built on a single principle: architecture as a function of topology. A equals F of T. Over the next slides, I will walk through each contribution and show how they form one coherent whole. At the center is one architecture. It appears in FG-AINN as the network layer, in FG-EAI as the cognition layer, and in FG-AINN as the city application. 3 faces of the same structure, all tracing to SG-13, SG-20, and SG-21. First, FG-AINN, AI Native Telecommunication Networks. This is the network layer. The question it answers is how the physical network itself must be built, so that intelligence and multi-channel connectivity are structural properties, designed in from the start, never added on afterward as an external service. Contribution. I-237 defines the network itself. 5 polyhedral primitives shape network space before any address exists. Packet switching is replaced by physically isolated optical cores, each one a dedicated end-to-end path carrying 8 channels. Work item E proves it formally: cores never collide, so performance stays invariant under load, a design time guarantee. Contribution. I-236 embeds intelligence. As an overlay, AI fails on 3 counts: latency, authority, and trust. Here it is structural, personal, agent, and assistant AI across 3 layers, with a mandatory path through agent AI, work item D, then codes national sovereignty as a structural invariant, through Q7 projection. Answering the questions raised at the 7th meeting, I formalized 2 independent tracks. Track 1, the current overlay draft cannot meet the IMT 2030 objective structurally. Track 2, the network EAI gap that neither group covers. As an individual researcher, I ask FG-AINN to carry both forward to SG-13 as separate questions. Next, FG-EAI, embodied AI. This is the cognition layer. Its concern is how a robot or an agent turns the raw, real world into structured, traceable cognition. Not a flat stream of data, but an organized object whose every part can be traced back to where it came from. Contribution. The first one defines structural cognition. Every real-world event becomes a signal experience unit, decomposed into 8 independent, traceable channels. These fuse into a cognition cube on 4 axes: context, intent, emotion, and time, each preserving traceability to its source. Cognition becomes structure transformation, not GPU batch inference. Work item H physically separates perception, channels 1 through 8, from control, channels 9 through 16. If the perception plane is disturbed, the control plane stays active and non-degraded, guaranteed by structure. The R2 revision adds 1 clause on OLAP operations, preserving all prior content. Work item I covers the human projection interface. Finally, FG-IFOURSSC, Smart Sustainable Cities. This is the application layer. It takes the very same architecture and applies it to how a city's systems work together: traffic, safety, environment, and more. Systems that today share the same space yet remain functionally siloed from one another. City systems share space but stay siloed. The barrier is structural, not a shortage of data. The unit of exchange is the cube, semantically compressed, time-anchored, self-describing. A cube router enables authenticated exchange across heterogeneous systems, offered as a candidate minimum interoperability mechanism, and the structure scales self-similarly from city to nation. Because one architecture spans 3 parent study groups, its structural gaps cannot be closed inside any single focus group. SG-13 carries the network and governance, SG-20 the cube router, SG-21 the cognition cube and dual ETOE. Coordination runs through 3 bilateral liaison statements, plus 1 triangular cover statement tying them together. To close, one architect, one architecture, 3 mandates. Every contribution is a time-stamped public record, and the goal is accurate registration, reference, not absorption. The white papers and the full record are public, and I welcome collaboration from member states and sector members. Thank you. I welcome your questions.